Hey, it's your girl Tay, and welcome back to my channel. Here I give you your healthy dose of big sister advice, so you can make the changes that are progression forward for your highest and greatest good. Now, if you resonate with it, click that like button, hit subscribe, and tap that bell so you'll be notified every time I post. And now let's get into it. Ooh, okay, a little rocky today, but anywho, it don't even matter. So, if y'all caught my previous video, I don't know if how many of y'all done watched it at this point, because yesterday, girl, I was having the hardest time getting that video uploaded. Like, I don't know why, but in my house, it be taking 30 days and nights for one video, and I don't like that. So, one thing for 2025, I'm gonna have to look into some faster speed internet, probably, because I don't know, my internet be wonky when it comes down to the uploading. But yeah, but anywho, as y'all seen the theme for the previous video, basically I'm just, even though we technically 3 days into the new year, but little fun fact, the new year isn't until spring. And as the spiritual girly I am for myself, I've always kind of adopted that for me in my life. Because, child, when the holidays just be done roll by and you done got out there hustling, bustling, everything, baby, look, folks be, I don't want to say broke, but folks be broke. And folks be, you know, you trying to wind down after the holidays and get back into the groove of thing, or into a new groove of thing, however you choose to do it. But me, myself, I tend to use January as a month to reflect, wind down, and just, you know, meditate on my past year, since my past year was just a couple days ago. So yeah, that's what I tend to use January for. And with that being said, that's also why my videos this month is going to reflect basically the art of self-reflection, because this is something I've done off and on in my life, but I've noticed as I've been, you know, journaling and everything I need to in terms of getting ready for this year. Every year that I did the self-reflection exercises that I do, which was, you know, 2019, let me see, 2022. You know what? I even say 2020, even though the pandemic popped off then, but even 2020, those 3 years right there, 2019, 2020, 2022, every time I did my self-reflection, it basically helped me have a good year. And lately I've been off of that, because 2021, 2023, and 2024, 2021, 2023, they wasn't the worst. But 2024, baby, financially, even though, like I said, I've been self-employed for a whole year, so I'm stepping into a whole nother different type of lane. But 2024 was very financially trying, even though I had, you know, a bunch of, you know, major come-ups. But I feel like I also had a lot of financial setbacks, even though they didn't take me out. It's just, it was a lot compared to all my other years, and I kind of peeped that out. So with that being said, that's just gonna be the theme of this month, the art of reflection, because self-reflection, like I said, it's January. Last year was just 3 days ago, technically. So it's all fresh on your mind, and it's easy to think back month over month, or even just overall, however you choose to do it, and see the things that would work for you and didn't work for you. And basically, that's what I'm going to be doing for myself. Because, child, look, I ain't very superstitious, so I ain't going to be the girl to tell you to go buy grapes this, that, and the third. But I am spiritual, but, you know, I digress. I ain't going to get into all that. But, yeah. But the main thing, just think back on everything you did from the last year and analyze and take inventory of what worked and didn't work. So I'm going to give y'all some topics today on how you could do that. I kind of got a little couple notes, but I'm about to just go with the flow in terms of some of it, because yeah. Also, I'm trying to be consistent with y'all. But another video. Talk about that later. But as I said from the last video, and y'all gonna hear me all month saying this over and over and over and over and over again. You can't do nothing without intention. Shoot, I don't care what you trying to do. It could be the biggest thing, it could be the smallest. You need to have an intention behind it, because that intention is gonna fuel your direction. So, in order to do that, the first step that y'all need to do, if y'all really want to do the self-reflection exercises that I'm gonna be talking about, you need to get clear on what it is that you want, as I said in the last video, and why you want it. But unlike the last video, take it a step further. Have a strong why, because when you have a why, you have a purpose, and with purpose comes action, and with action comes results. So have a why, because if you don't know why you're doing something, with the way I'm going to be telling y'all to self-reflect, it could be easy to give up, because don't nobody like looking back on the things they messed up on. Because I'ma just be honest, a lot of people have accountability issues. I myself included. I'm not one who's exempt from that. I've experienced myself having lack of accountability in certain areas in my life, and that's why I'm able to tell y'all. So a lot of people have accountability issues, and when you get to digging down into your year and you seeing, okay, right here I was really BSing, and right here I was really being lazy, that hurts a person's ego, because at that point it's you looking at you. It's not somebody else telling you like, hey, you know, you BS. You ain't doing what you need to do. It's you telling you that. So it hits different. So if you don't have a why in place behind it, and you don't have the intention and the reason that you're doing the things that you're doing, when you journaling about these things, when you sitting down to write out your flaws. And I'm not saying look at it in terms of a flaw or regret or, you know, nostalgia. You're looking at it in terms of, okay, this is what I did in this type of situation. What actions did I take in this situation that kept me stagnant or in a worse off place than where I was, or propelled me forward? Because that's the whole reason you're doing any of this. So if when you get to doing that type of work on yourself, and it's just you saying it to yourself about yourself, it hurts. Cause I've been doing mine for the last, like I said on the last video, since December 31st. And I'm like, ooh. But I know the reason and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it's pushing me forward to keep going. So that's step one. Have you a freaking why and have intention, and make sure it's strong, unshakable, unwavering. Because when you start doing the work and you're going over every little event, or even if you get extensive with it and you pull them bank statements, because I was looking at mine, every dollar that you wasted, and you see the amount of money that you wasted, however, in whatever area of life you choose to do it, it's going to hurt your feelings. So you have to be ready for that. So step number one, not rule. Step number one, have a strong why, set the intention. Now, number two, like I said, me, myself, I advocate for journaling because I've been being consistent with mine, and I don't know, it's just something about the physical, tangible aspect of a journal where I could flip back through it the next day or see it in my hands and read it on a sheet of paper, that it gives it a deeper connection for me. So I would say get a journal. But if you want to have a video diary, an audio diary, what else? I think that's about the only ones I could think of right now. Video diary, audio diary, or journal. Whichever one you choose, whatever your type of outlet you want to do. Just make sure it's something you could do consistently. Because, as I said, for the whole month, this is what I'm doing. Because my new year don't start, my new year started calendar-wise. But in terms of personal-wise, my new year don't start until the leaves turn green again. So that's just how I live my life. But, have you a outlet to put these things on that you can reference back to, especially when you seeing the progress that you're making in the present, and have that there so you can know what worked, what didn't work, what you need to keep, who you need to keep, what you need to let go, who you need to let go. And when I say be highly, highly, highly consistent, I mean exactly that. Be highly, highly, highly consistent. Because you basically building a habit for you to carry over into the new year, month over month over month. Because what you reflecting this month on your past, you're going to also build the habit to reflect daily on what you're doing this month, in the next month, and the next month. So you're going to have a long track record. And that's also what I'm saying. I advocate for a journal, but hey, if you could consistently record yourself and speak into an audio recording, I see absolutely nothing wrong with that either. And you go down from your past year, write out everything that basically made you feel, made you feel your best that year, your worst that year. Write out the moments you felt disconnected. Write out the moments where you felt really, really lively. Write out your highs and your lows, because that's very, very important. Write out how you felt about certain relationships, or how you felt about some of your relationships ending, because that happened too. Write about how or what rather write about what made you feel you had everything most put together, or when you felt you had everything most put together throughout your year. And write out just overall what you felt was a big win for you, and what you felt just was nothing, like it made no significant change or added no value. So write out all those things, and then, as I said, when you do that and you constantly building that habit year over year over year, like I said, daily, you're going to be also doing it in real time, because you've been tracking how you felt for the past year. You also going to start writing out how you felt then, like what events in your life made you feel how that day, and you know what is something you're grateful for that day. You know, just little things like that. So just get you a means to track and keep track of the things you're writing about or the things you're talking about. That way you can reference back to it at the end of the year, and you can also have a reference back at the end of the year on your current year. So that's top tier advice right there, I'm just saying. And then third thing, acknowledge the things you had to let go. And I know this could be hard, because I'm speaking in terms of everything. I mean, relationships, clothing items, you know, if you lost a loved one or a family member, anything, acknowledge it. And for me, I can honestly say that tends to be the hardest part for me right there, because I'm not a person who really lets go of things easily. So when I do my reflection, I tend to have to set a whole section aside like that, because even now, with it being the month of January, I've been decluttering on clothes and everything, and I be having emotional attachments to a lot of stuff, so it kind of makes it very hard for me to get rid of it. So I give myself the space to acknowledge it, or you know, even when I'm going through things, if I can't really just get rid of it right then and there, I give it a day. But I acknowledge that, okay, with me and you, or me and this thing, or you know, whatever the source of attachment is, I acknowledge that, okay, last season you was meant to be here, but now I gotta let it go. But I'm not letting it go because, well, sometimes it probably is negative reasons, but the stuff lately I've been letting go, it ain't been because of negative reasons, but like, I'm not looking at it from a negative standpoint, at least trying not to, even when it's something negative. But I'm looking at it through the lens of, this is for my betterment. So, yeah, look at it like that. When it comes down to items and certain people. But But now, if it's grief, and I mean grief over the end of a relationship, grief over an actual death, I look at those as in, I give myself space to feel it, because I am an empath through and through. And if you don't really give yourself time to properly grieve, and I'm so serious, I done seen it tear people up inside because they holding everything in. So you don't want that to be you, especially not going into your new year. So if anybody hasn't grieved or hasn't gotten rid of certain things that no longer serve a purpose, sit with it. Ask yourself, why am I holding on to this thing, these feelings, or these emotions? Listen to your inner voice. Hear what it says. And also ask yourself, why am I scared to let go? Listen to that inner voice. Hear what it says. Write all these things down, or talk all these things out, or video record every response that you have to that question. And don't think about your response. Speak freely or write freely. And then another one is to ask, okay, how is this benefiting me by holding everything in, or holding on to these items, or whatever the situation. That's how it's benefiting you. Listen to the voice. Write down your response, record your response, and play it back to yourself. And then after you do that, make a sound judgment, real time. Like, give yourself about 5 seconds to make a decision. Whatever that decision is in that 5 seconds. If it's to, give that thing to somebody else, or, move past whatever it is, do it. But I would say, if your decision is to keep it, still after that, especially if it's a clothing item or a relationship that's not the best for you, do this again until you get all those feelings out. And then after you done said everything you think you could possibly say, do it again. Make the choice again. And now if you still just being hung up on it, pray about it. And that's what always helped me. Praying about it. And actually meditate on the prayer. That way, that inner voice you end up getting, you hear it clearly. And 9 times out of 10, if you couldn't do it on your own understanding, God gonna let you know why you need to get rid of this item, why you need to get rid of that person, why you need to stop harboring hurt, why you need to fully let yourself grieve, why you need to let go of that grudge. He gonna tell you. So, yeah, do those steps. And I hope y'all got a pen and some paper, because I'm just speaking off spirit at this point. But, yeah, do those steps and get the dead weight out your life. Because I can honestly say, I didn't start losing weight until I removed certain people, places, and things out of my life. Because, yeah, it's about your movement, it's about your diet, it's about, all that. But looking back on it, because this is not my first time trying to lose weight, looking back on it, I can honestly say that when I cut those people, places, and things out of my life, the weight started falling off. So that's just some tea for you right there, hot take, however you want to put it. When you cut the dead weight out your life, you release the dead weight out your body. You give yourself a renewed aura, a renewed spirit, renewed energy. And that's what we want moving into spring, or the true new year. Because that's why they be so, hyped about spring cleaning. But won't it be better if you get that spring cleaning done early? Just saying. Now the next thing, I would say, for the next thing, basically, I'm trying to mind going blank, I'm sorry y'all, but basically, get very, very, very intentional about how you're going to move forward with the relationships you're keeping. Very different. Now, to the people you keeping, put them in categories. Because, as I said in the last video, a lot of people will try to speak negativity on your plans, fear into your plans, speak against your plans. A lot of people you tell certain information about you, they praying on your downfall and smiling in your face. And these could come from people who love you, because I've experienced it. And you need to know who your closest friends are, who your acquaintances are, who your eternal people, who your people you call when you need to vent. You need to know these things. And I noticed as a younger, unexperienced adult, it sounds so crazy. And I didn't understand, I'm like, okay, if that's the case, why would you even have them around? But some of the people can fall into the categories I mentioned, they your family. So what you do then? So you gotta know how to have boundaries. And that's what I'll say. You gotta know how to have boundaries. And you gotta know who has the access, who has the VIP pass, and who just in general admission in your life. And when you figure that out, you know how to move with your relationships moving forward. And you know how to move with the relationships that you gain in the new year moving forward. So, yeah, with that, have boundaries and know where to put people in your life. Like, when you playing chess, even though I don't really know how to play chess, but I get the concept of the board. You got your pawns here, you got your queen here, you got your kings, and I think your knights, or however you go. But you got those in certain positions. So that's how you gotta navigate the game of life in terms of your relationship. You got people in certain positions getting you to where you need to be in life. That's basically networking 101. You find people, you rank them, you put them over there in that position, they move you forward. So that's what I would say. Have intent behind your relationships, but also have strong boundaries. Because that was one of my issues. I didn't have boundaries, or at least I thought I was setting boundaries, but I really wasn't upholding my own boundaries. So what you think everybody else gonna do? They not gonna uphold it. They're not gonna uphold it either. They gonna look at it like, girl, you ain't even doing it for yourself, so why would I do it? So when I started to turn it around for myself, I seen that I was able to let go of the people that I didn't need easier, and know which relationships to nurture more, and learn which relationships were just fine. So yeah, that's another thing. And then to do this exercise of self-reflection and to really drive home the point and grasp the art of self-reflection. Be consistent. Be intentional. Have boundaries. Let go. And have God. And to further that notion, find out, even though this kind of ties into the very first point, but my very last point is highly define the person you trying to be. Because intention is one thing, but like I said, the other side of that coin was direction. So your final thing, even though this isn't direction in a sense, but you need to really be 100% sure on the person you're trying to be. You your own person. You are building your life while living your life. I don't know if any of you play Sims, but you basically a Sim right now. You can have whatever aspiration you want. You can look however you want. I mean, if any of you familiar with Sims Online, you can download all the CC you want and make you whoever you want to be. So get clear about the woman or the man that you want to be, hands down. How does she look? What does she do? How does she spend her free time? Where does she go to have fun? How does she dress? Is she, mid-size, skinny, plus size? Because some people want to gain weight. What's her personality like? What does she find entertaining? This is all part of the self-reflection. And yeah, you write out these things. You have them in a book or in a journal, or in a video diary or audio diary. You have them to go back and reference. And you read them over and over and over. You set affirmations behind them. And you put them in action. And as I said, no matter what it is, when you do all that, I mean, it has no, it can't do nothing else but come to you. And get very clear this year, moving forward, this year and beyond. Get very clear who you used to be, why you don't want to be them anymore, what you want to do to become the better version of you, and who that better version of you is. You do all that, you got a blueprint for success, and there's no other way around it. You're gonna be successful, no matter who's speaking against it, who, praying on your downfall, who being envious, jealous, anything. You are gonna prepare yourself 100 times forward compared to your peer next door, or your neighbor, or your sister, your friend, whoever. You're gonna outgrow these people when you do stuff like this, and that is another video within itself. But you gotta be prepared when that happens. You also gotta get used to being different, because when you start to do this type of work, it's gonna make you different no matter how you try to slice the apple. You're gonna be different, period, which is also another video, but you gotta be ready for it, because when you start to do this and you asking God to put you in a better position, He's gonna do that, but you gotta be ready. And if you ain't ready, don't do this, because this is for the people who really trying to get it. This is for the people who really want to be better. This is for the people who sick and tired of being sick and tired, and just done with being mediocre and basic, or toxic and dysfunctional. Because I was that girl, and at this point, shoot, I got tired of being tired. I looked in the mirror at myself one day, and I was like, I don't even recognize who I am. I'm in my body, and I don't even feel like the person I used to be. I was, I don't like to claim depression, but I guess, for lack of better words, you could say I was depressed. I was insecure. I felt fearful. I was scared of being seen. I was bitter. I was jaded. I felt a whole lot of different things. So, yeah, I sat down and I thought back on the things I used to do when I felt at my best, and I thought about and wrote about it, the things I've been doing while I've been feeling my worst. And that's what brought me back here. Because as they always say, why change a good thing when it's working? Now I'm back on it, all 10. Because I'm like, oh, this was a thing that was working. So let me go back to doing the things that was working. Because if you don't have to reinvent the wheel, don't do it. Keep doing what's working. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you felt this content resonated with you, please hit that like button, subscribe, and tap that bell so you're notified every time I post. And let me see. Type in 1111 in the comments if you made it to this point of this video. And thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next one, and bye-bye. Okay. I'm keeping it. But, hey, it's your girls. Hey, and welcome back. Or no. Hey, it's your girls. Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Here I give you your healthy dose of big sister advice, so you can make the changes to help you progress for your highest and greatest good. Ooh, Lord. Restart all the way. Okay.